Hi viewers, welcome to Joshua Talks. So in the previous video we have already discussed about introduction to database management system, okay, history of MySQL and a brief overview of all the commands which we have in MySQL, that is about DDL commands, DML commands, TCL commands and DCL commands. So today we are going to discuss about DDL commands. So what are DDL commands? DDL commands are nothing but data definition language commands. So these commands are used to define the particular data. It means in order to store the data, first of all you need to have a structure, database structure, right? So for that reason you have to create a database, and in that you have to create a table. So now let us see here. The first command is create database command, which is used to create a new database. Second command is alter database, which is going to modify the properties of a database. The third command is create table. So after creating database we are going to create a new table. And then the fourth command is alter table command, which is going to modify the properties of a table. And the fifth command is drop table command, which is used to delete the contents of the table or delete the complete table. And the next one is create index, which is used to make the searching of the values in a table very easy basing upon a particular search key. And the last one is drop index. Do remember there are two ways of executing our MySQL commands. The first one is command line interface, and the second one is using the user interface of PHP MyAdmin of WAMP server. In most of the colleges and universities, so first of all you will be asked to do all these commands in your command line interface only. So for that reason I am going to show you the demo of executing all the commands in command line interface only. So in the later videos I will tell you how to execute these commands in the PHP MyAdmin user interface also. To open MySQL command line interface, go to the search bar and type command. So now you will be having this command prompt here, so click on that one. So after getting the command prompt, so now see here, now I am going to have my default command prompt drive is some users and my name. So now first of all you have to change the directory to the C drive, because our software has been installed in C drive. So I am typing cd backslash. So whenever I type like this cd backslash, so immediately now I will be having my command prompt at C drive. So now we have to go to the directory where our WAMP server has been installed. Okay, so for that purpose, so first of all what we are going to do, we have to go to our my computer. So now we press Windows plus E. So now this opens your window. So now click on Windows C drive. So in this C drive you have something called WAMP64. So I click on WAMP64 folder. So you have many folders here. So click on the bin folder. So after clicking on bin folder, you have different folders called Apache, MariaDB, MySQL and PHP. Now we wanted to execute our commands in MySQL database, right? So click on MySQL. So again click on this MySQL version and now click on bin. So this is where our MySQL command prompt is going to be residing. So I am going to copy this path. So place the cursor here and copy with Control C and go to the command prompt. Okay, and now type here cd space and simply paste it here. Okay, and now press enter. So now you have got to the place where our MySQL command line interface has been existing. So now what we have to do, now we have to log in to our database. Okay, so in order to log into the database, the command is MySQL space -u, means we are going to specify the username. What is the username? Root. And also I am going to tell to MySQL database that I am going to give a password. Okay, so now for that reason I have given -u. Now press enter. Okay, so now what it is going to give, I have given a wrong thing, because MySQL -u root -u, again I have given the same -u. So for that reason what I have to do, I have to remove u and put p, because I wanted to specify it as a password. So -u here specifies the username as root, and now -p when I am giving this plus enter, Now it will be asking for password. So by default, when I have already told you, the default username is root and the default password is also root for our MySQL server or WAMP server. Okay, so simply type password called root or whatever password you have given. Now press enter. Okay, so after pressing enter, we have got error 2003. See here, can't connect to MySQL server on localhost port number 10061. What could be the reason here? The reason here it is that I have not yet started my WAMP server. So without starting the WAMP server, how can I log into our database, right? So for that reason, what we have to do, first of all, before executing this command, we have to start our WAMP server. So I am going to again the start menu and I am going to type WAMP server 64 as I have already installed this one. So now it is going to ask me whether I have to start this or not. Yes, when I click on yes, now the WAMP server will be starting. So you can check it out here where the WAMP server is going to start within a second. See here, now red color, now it will be changing into slight yellow color, and later on it will be again changing into green color. So it will be taking 3 to 4 seconds to complete the process. Okay, so now see here, now this is what happening here. So none of 3 services are running because still it has not yet started its services. Yeah, now see here, so now the icon has turned into green color. So whenever the icon has turned into green color, now it is going to say as that the WAMP server has been successfully started. So now I am going to give this command once again. So now I am going to type the password now, root, and press enter. So whenever I am going to press enter, what it is giving? Access denied for user root at localhost. That means my password is wrong, because sometimes you will be encountering lot of problems when you are logging into your system, because sometimes you may change your password, you may forget your password and so on. So for all these different types of cases, I am going to do all these types of things. Let us check what is the password. Okay, so whenever I have given -u root -p, now if I do not have any password, there is no need to enter any password, simply press enter. So now see, it has given welcome to the MySQL monitor. It means I do not have any password for my WAMP server, right? During the time of installation, I did not give any password. So if you have given any password during the installation, you have to remember that password. If not, you cannot enter into the database. So this is how you are going to enter into your database. One more time I am going to tell, before starting this MySQL command line interface, first of all you have to start your database and then you have to start your command line interface and then you have to work on it. Small request to the users, if this is the first time you are watching Joshua Talks, so please don't forget to subscribe Joshua Talks. Okay, without no further delay, we'll go with the first DDL command. The most important DDL command is to create database. So creating the database in MySQL is very simple. So simply type create, create, create database, name, the database name which you wanted to give to your database. Okay, for example I am going to give for example Joshua _TALKS. Simply press enter. So when I am going to press enter, it has given the next error because I have not ended my command with a semicolon. Do remember, always in MySQL the commands ends with a semicolon, so you have to give semicolon and press enter. So now it has given that query OK, one row has been affected. So to check whether this database has been created or not, simply type show databases. So simply see here, so these are all the databases which have been created in my server, that is information underscore schema. See, presently we have created a database named Joshua underscore talks. So this is how we have created a new database called Joshua Talks. After creating the database, so what you have to do means we have to use this database. So for that reason you have to give a command called use space our database name. Here Joshua underscore TALKS semicolon, press enter. So now the database has been changed. So now whatever commands you are going to execute now will be executed under our database called Joshua Talks. So now we have completed the first DDL command called create database. So now we are going to see the second DDL command called create table. So the create table command is used to create the table. So here we have to specify the attributes of the table and the size of each attribute. Okay, so let us say now we are going to create a table. So for creating a table you have to type command called create space table, okay, and then table name. Let us say I wanted to create a table called sailors as a table name. Okay, so then you have to specify the brackets. Okay, and in this one you have to specify these attributes. Say I have 4 attributes here. Let us say SID, okay, and then S name, then rating, and then age. Okay, so now I am defining 4 attributes in this particular table called sailors, but I have not defined the data types of these attributes, right? So for that reason I have to specify the data types of each and every attribute. So SID, what could be the SID? Generally if the SID contains only numbers, you can give number data type or integer data type, but if the SID contains both numbers and characters, then you can give char data type or varchar data type. But for now I consider that this sailor ID consists of only number, simply I wanted to give it in the number or int. So I specify int as a data type, and the next one is sname attribute. So here I wanted to take all the character values of this one. So for that reason I am going to give varchar of, let us say, some 30. So I wanted to take the maximum extent of the name as 30 characters only. Okay, for that reason I have given 30. And let us say I am going to have rating attribute also. So rating also I may take it as int, because I will be having only integer values here. And the next one is age. So I can have float values, that is real values, right? So I can have any of these things. Generally age will be in integer only, but what if I wanted to take the values as input as 45.0, 35.0 and so on. So for that reason I am going to take it as float. Okay, so there is no reason why the reason why I am taking float is if I wanted to give values in decimals. Okay, if you do not wanted to take the input as decimals, if you wanted to give only integers, simply you replace this float data type with integer data type, no problem. So now type semicolon here and press enter. So simply we have got the output like query OK, 0 rows affected. So whenever we get the output like this, it is telling us that the command has been successfully executed. It means now the sailors table has been successfully created. To see whether our table called sailors have been created or not, simply type show tables, show space tables semicolon, press enter. So now when we are pressing enter, see simply tables in this Joshua Talks is our database name. So we have a new table called sailors, right? So this is how we are going to create a new table in our database. To see the complete description of the table, that is if you want your command line interface to describe your table, simply you can use a command called desc, our table name. What is our table name here? Sailors. So desc sailor semicolon and press enter. So now you are going to get this as output. See, this is field, this is type, this is null, this is key attribute, default, extra. So the fields are SID, SName, rating and age, and now the type of each and every field. SID is integer and SName is I have given 30 characters. Here it has, for SID it has taken by default 11 characters, and rating also I have given integer, and for age I have given float. Now here we have the third column called null. So it is going to say whether these particular attributes can take null values or not. For now we have not defined any constraints on this table. This is the reason this particular table is going to accept the null values. Also I have not defined any key attributes here, right? So for this reason this column is empty, and also the next column is default. It means by default the values which this table is going to take is null values. That is by using the insert command, if you do not insert any value into this particular table in a particular column, so by default a null value will be inserted. If there are any other extra attributes or if there any other extra properties are there for this particular table like triggers or so on, the information will be given in this extra column. So DESC space table name is going to describe the complete structure of your table. So what is a null value, so what is a default value, what is a key, we will be seeing in the next videos.